this really terrible apartment building, and on my floor there were these two guys who had those samurai swords that you might hang on the wall if you're into that. And one day they got into a pretend samurai sword fight in the hallway. But then the samurai sword fight turned real, and one guy got stabbed and had to go to the hospital, and he ended up being fine, but his blood was all over the hallway, and the landlord didn't clean it up. And I thought, isn't this really unsanitary? And it was really hot that summer, and the hallway started to smell like that guy's decaying body. And one time I saw him and I said, this is what you're gonna smell like when you die. And he didn't think it was funny, and I was like, whatever, dude, you lost a fake samurai sword fight.
I didn't realize that in 4th grade, this little girl was trying to gaslight me. I think she was a new student. And I was like, ooh, new friend. And everyone really liked her. She had really nice hair, and she was just like a really good speaker. And like immediately she already had like a circle of friends. And I wanted to be in that circle. She starts telling everybody about her incredible adventures. And she tells everyone that over break she went to Honduras and that her family is from there. Me, being Honduran and having spent my entire summer in Honduras, was like, oh my gosh, I went to Honduras too. I cannot explain to you the anger that ensued upon me. Immediately she looked at me and she goes, no you didn't. And I'm like, yeah I did. No, do you even speak Spanish? Yeah I do. Prove it. Prove that you went to Honduras. How? How do I prove it? She was thinking that I was lying in order to get attention, so she was trying to get that attention back. But I wasn't lying. I spent the rest of free time in the bathroom crying. The next day I brought pictures from our trip. She's like, you could have gotten those from the internet. What? You could have taken those anywhere. I wish I could go back in time. You prove you were in Honduras.
In kindergarten, there was this girl named Emily who was 5 years old, and she had this beautiful golden long blonde hair, and she had the coolest toys. She had the Build-A-Bear with roller skates, and she also stole both of my friends, Claire and Sylvie. I'm keeping the names in just like Taylor Swift. Anyway, they were my only two friends, and she told them that they could not play with me. And she also made them eat dirt and threatened them, and she was terrible. So I told the teacher, but the teacher was in her last year before retirement, so she decided not to do anything, obviously. But one day at lunch, I was sitting there, and I guess Emily was sitting next to me, because as I was opening my lunch, I realized that my mom had packed my favorite snack, chocolate pudding, and I was so excited. And as I was opening it up, I remember so clearly the thought that went through my mind of how beautiful Emily's golden blonde hair would be with that dark brown of the chocolate. So I dumped it on her head.
This is a story about how my pet died. So when I was 10, I had a pet puppy named Tom. Me and Tom did everything together. Tom was my happiness, until one day when we were playing at the park, I threw a plastic toy bone on the road and I ordered Tom to go get it. And just as soon as he got the toy bone, a car zoomed and ran over my dog Tom. And unfortunately Tom didn't survive. He was just 2 years old when he died. It was the saddest day of my life. I will never forget the time my dog was killed. Rest in peace, Tom. I love you.
So when I was 21 and right after I moved out to California, I got my first job interview and I was very excited, but I was trying to look professional and my nails were hideous, so I needed to get them done desperately day before the interview, okay? So I find this random nail salon by my house, and I didn't have like a go-to salon at the time, but I was like, yeah, like let me just go there. I don't need anything crazy. So I go in and talk to the guy at the front. I was like, yeah, I just want some short acrylics with a neutral nail polish, you know, no big deal. And he's like, yeah, okay, I'll help you out. So I follow him to the chair and he starts laying the acrylic and the beads, you know, but guess what he didn't do? He did not smooth them out against the nail, y'all. So I'm watching the acrylic dry in chunky lumps, and I'm like, you know what? No, he's gonna fix it. Like he's gonna fix it with a drill or something. You know, you can't just leave it like that. Guess what? He left it like that, and even had acrylic dry underneath. And while I'm staring at this man in anger and disbelief at the end, you know what he says to me? I'm so sorry. I don't actually work here. I'm just helping out today. Yo!
This is a story time about how I got revenge on my school bully. So in the 9th grade there was this one kid who would constantly bully and pick on me. Everyone was scared of him because he was known for fighting people and getting sent to the principal's office every now and then. He would call me a nerd and a clown and write mean things on my school locker. One time he even pushed me in a muddy puddle in front of everyone and I was so embarrassed. He would also eat the food that I brought to lunch and I would have to starve. He would bully me for years and years even after we graduated high school. So when I found out that we were both signing up for the same college, I had this perfect idea. Right before we were supposed to get approved for the college, I told the chancellor and everyone else about how he would pick on me throughout all those years of high school, and I even showed them proof that he would pick on me when we were in school. And when the college chancellor and school principal heard about this, my bully ended up getting kicked out of the college and disapproved. Revenge sure is sweet.